What's up, guys? Looking for 5550 coming back with a new video, and yes, I'm gonna talk about more on Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Capcom news. This is a little segment I do now. It's called Capcom news. Yes. So last week, as we know, that Combo Fiend made a video on the latest news on Ultra Street Fighter 4. He says about the new Red Focus. And this is something that I'm a little concerned about, because I've seen the Red Focus and what it does. Now I think basically it's more than one focus. Basically, you know, when you have focus attack and you throw a punch or a jab, and then you basically focus dash back or front. Now this one is basically different. Now it's like, if it's like three hits, it's gonna actually, the Red Focus is actually gonna, you know, get more, you know, basically it's gonna build up more meter by doing the Red Focus with, I believe that's how it is, with more hits basically. Because I know with 2-3 hits with a normal focus, it's not gonna do anything. You know, it's actually gonna hit him. But Red Focus is going to negate that. It's just going to actually, it's not gonna hit the opponent. You know, with the Red Focus, it's gonna, like, basically, it's not gonna get punished. In other words, it's not going to get, they're not going to get punished. That's what the Red Focus is. I don't like it. Not yet. Because I'm kind of skeptical about it. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it, it looks, I don't know. It's just I'm thinking that there's gonna be some sort of command to do this. Like I know it is, because I'm reading there's gonna be quarter circle forward or quarter circle backward with the focus button, with the two medium buttons. So if that's how it's gonna be, well, okay, that's good, but it has to do it with where you have to use the meter, you know, or something, because that has to affect Red Focus. I mean, a normal focus, that's fine. I like the way it is, but Red Focus has got to have some sort of like meter. There's so much. There's just so much, like so much with the Red Focus. There's something you have to do to, you know, to activate this Red Focus. There's something you have to do. So, you know, like that's one Combo Fiend talked about, the Red Focus. He also talked about now that you could actually use both of the Ultras in this game. So I'm hearing that if you use both of the Ultras, it takes less damage. I'm hearing if you use, like, not at the same time, but I mean, like, yeah, actually have the both Ultras and use one of the Ultras and then use the second Ultra, you know, in the duration of the fight. You know, but it takes less damage. That's what I'm hearing. So that makes sense. In some ways it does, because you're using both of the Ultras and you have one Ultra reserved while you use the other Ultra, and that wouldn't be fair like that. You know, if you use one Ultra and then, you know, and just beat him with that one Ultra, what's the point of having the other Ultra? You know, if like saying if the system mechanics are still in place with the Ultras, with the damage. You know, what's the point of having the other Ultras? Just have both Ultras, take some less damage, and if you want to do the other Ultra, that's fine, do the other Ultra. I mean, I guess they're doing this because, I don't want to sound like an idiot, but I think they're doing it just because of the casual audience. They like to have both Ultras. They say, oh, cool, I did an Ultra, very cool. Hey, I can do a second Ultra, hey, you know, whatever. So that's probably the reason why they did it in the first place. So I guess that's good. I mean, in some ways, you could also you still have a choice of still using that one Ultra, so it wouldn't really matter. You know, some people will go with a double Ultra, some people won't. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, as for me, it wouldn't matter. I will go either just single Ultra or double Ultra. It doesn't really matter. For me, it really doesn't. So there you go, right there. Also, since they mentioned a location test, they don't know where exactly, because somewhere in the United States or somewhere around there, somewhere around that, I guess in the West, somewhere around California or Nevada or somewhere. I think that's where it's gonna be. I have that feeling it's gonna be there because most of the locals are from California. They all play Street Fighter and like those serious fighting games. They're also saying that a lot of people complain about, including myself, about Unblockables, and the Unblockables, they had to make a huge impact to the Unblockables because the Unblockables in the game is ridiculous, like really ridiculous, and they really need to work on that. They really gonna bring some people to demonstrate some of the characters with, some of the characters Unblockables, and they're gonna take that out in the game. So whatever they see that's an unblockable, they're going to take that out. So finally they're gonna make the game with less Unblockables, no more Unblockables. That's great. That makes the game even more fair and balanced, to be honest with you. It does, because a character that's unblockable, not again, I don't want to sound like an idiot again, but a character being that has unblockables makes the character top tier or mid tier. But having this removed, like in the game, I'm happy with that. So that's one good thing about this game. They're gonna finally get rid of unblockables for sure. Finally, I'm glad. Now, there's one more thing that I'm gonna touch on, and this was, I believe, on the weekend, and I didn't see this because busy work. I have work. Ono just posted, not posted, but I think it was he actually had like an announcement, and it was at the Capcom Cup in Taiwan. Like a huge tournament in Asia. It's very huge over there. And Ono was speaking about the presentation of Ultra Street Fighter 4, the Double Focus and the Double Ultra and the Red Focus. But he also touches on something else. Supposedly, he wants to make the game like feel refreshing. Like Ultra Street Fighter 4 wants to make it like a very new perspective in the game, something new. So that's interesting for Ono to do that, to make something interesting, something refreshing. We don't know what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and shit on Ono. The Ono's a troll. He is a troll, but I'm not gonna shit on. I find it interesting, because, like, we'll see what it is. And if he says this is a big change, he has to really mean what he says. I don't want him to become a troll and say, no, this is not we released the game and this is nothing big. If he really said it at a big time tournament like Capcom Cup in Taiwan, he has to mean it. This has to be a big change, because if it is a big change, it's gonna widely prospect the fighting game industry. The video game industry in a whole. It will. Honestly, it will. Even though there's a new game and it's like another version of Street Fighter, this is gonna be a big change. So we'll see how it's gonna affect in Ultra Street Fighter 4. We'll see how it is. I can't wait for that. Also, when Ono stated that this is gonna be a whole new perspective, it means that he wants to make he wants to put a new system into this game, a new system mechanic added into this game. We know we have the Red Focus, we know we have Double Ultra, but they want the game. They want to revolutionize Street Fighter basically, and I don't know, man. I'm thinking, like, in some reason, I'm thinking this should be added in the game. I think they should add like a guard meter. What I'm saying like that is basically, where you had games like Capcom vs SNK 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3. There's some games that has, I think even the King of Fighter games. Even the King of Fighter games, I believe some of them has the guard meter, and they need to. I think, in my opinion, they should add that, because that makes the game even way more interesting. Even Soul Calibur has it too. Excuse me, even Soul Calibur has the guard meter. But basically a lot of players they like to defend a lot, and that doesn't make the game interesting. Now they should add this because that what makes the game even more interesting, intriguing, fun to watch. Yeah, so yeah, I think they should add this guard crush system. But Ono, they're gonna, he's gonna mention it, what it is. He's gonna say he's gonna reveal it. Maybe it is going to be guard crush. We'll see. Ultra Street Fighter 4. Looking forward to that as well. One more thing that I want to touch on in Capcom news is an article that I read on EventHubs.com stating that we know that Capcom is not going to make a new next-gen fighter because they don't have enough financial stability to work on one. So instead, they're going to make a new game. They're going to develop a new Capcom title, fighting title. We don't know what it is yet. It shows a picture, even though it's not really it is, but it's showing Morgan. Basically, it could be Darkstalkers. This could be finally a new Darkstalkers game. So this is some good news. They say that they either want to work on the game either in Osaka or in Tokyo, or one of those two studios. So they're gonna work on that. Let's see what it is. They'll announce it soon. Maybe they'll announce it in a couple months from now. Who knows what it is? But hey, if it's a Darkstalkers game, hell yeah, I'll definitely play it. I'll check it out. Let me know what you guys think about this video or more on Ultra Street Fighter 4, as well as what you guys think about the Red Focus, the Double Ultra, and etc. So leave your comments below. This is Luca5550 signing off.